The divine presence of Spirit is nearer to us than our own breath. Our spiritual journey is guided by the infinite in every moment, no matter that we may forget. Spirit knows, sees, and remembers our perfection. Today we celebrate our oneness in thought, in word, and in action. Good morning. I'm your practitioner for the day. I'm Dean.
Good morning, Dean.
Good morning, Jazz. So, last week the reading for last Sunday was about 4 or 5 lines, very short. This week, when I leapt ahead from last week, it's like 3.5 or 4 pages, and I joked with both Dr. Michael and Reverend Doug that these 3 or 4 pages have within them the potential for at least 12 or 15 sermons just in these 3 or 4 pages alone. So the section is from the Teachings of Jesus this week in the Science of Mind textbook. So one of the things that I picked was one of the sections is entitled A New Birth from John. So I'm going to read just a short passage from John. The new birth comes not by observation nor by loud proclamation, but through an inner sense of reality. We cannot tell where this comes from if we look to outward things as it proceeds from the innermost part of our being. Normally, in the Christian tradition, we associate rebirth with the resurrection. But rebirth and renewal far precedes this Christian tradition. From the celebration of the renewal of the crops. So there is in every moment the potential for rebirth and renewal. All of the cells of our body are in a constant state of renewal from the moment of our birth right up to our transition. All of nature is always, in a sense, in a spirit, in an ongoing process of renewal and rebirth. And every week here we hear about the one mind. And I was so struck by how this never ceases to amaze me and astonish me. Earlier in the week, I decided what I was going to talk about today. And I walked in this morning for the Sunday meditation. And Jazz read this beautiful section from the Kabbalah about the tree of life, wherein the tree, the seeds and the fruit of the tree contain the essence of that tree. And that essence is rebirth and renewal. The theme of the meditation was intentions, read by our beautiful practitioner, Patricia Minkle. And I was going to speak on an intention that I had set many weeks ago. So everything operates in perfection. Amazing. A few weeks ago, I had one of those kind of aha moments, which can be a moment of renewal, rebirth. If you want to be erudite, you can call it a transformative moment. And these happen to people all the time, all through their life. They've happened to me zillions of times. One Sunday morning, I had set the intention to go up and walk the labyrinth up at the wellness park up at Merrill Est and Toshiba by the Desert Regional Hospital. And so I was focused on going up there, praying, walking the labyrinth, and then going to have a good breakfast. So I parked the van, I got out, and I walked around the van where I was confronted, literally, by this guy coming down the street. He was kind of shuffling and limping His arm was in a bandage. He'd obviously come from the ER at the hospital. He was sweating profusely, and he was like right in front of me. And he said, do you think you could tell me where Stater Brothers is, or maybe give me a lift? And I stood there kind of frozen for a second, because this was not part of what I wanted to do. This was not part of my experience. This was not what I was looking for, And I just stopped there and I didn't say anything for a second. And then he looked at me and he said this, "Please, can you give me a lift?" And I stopped, and again, all this happens very fast. But I said, where did that practitioner guy go? He was here just a minute ago. I know he was. And, and so it was one of those little transformative moments, a teachable moment. I'm sure I've been confronted with this lesson many times, but I think this time it will stick. And I said, sure. He said, let me help you into the van and we'll get you over to Stater Brothers. He was supposed to meet some friends over there who were going to help him go shopping. So I drove him over there and dropped him off and told him to have a great day. Then I went back and walked the labyrinth and prayed. So that was, and I felt a lot better. I actually felt a lot better than if I hadn't even encountered this gentleman. So that actually set a better tone to my day than I really expected, thanks to this fellow. So let's move into a moment of quiet now. We'll have a brief meditation before we move into prayer. So if you'll just quiet yourself and center, experience the stillness, quiet, the peace within, and be still. So staying in this sacred moment, this sacred place of the Most High, as we turn deeper within to that place of perfection that I call God. That place where Spirit dwells within each and every one of us, within each and everything that is always accessible for renewal, rebirth, refreshment. Always available. That wisdom that is infinite. That unconditional love. A heart that knows no bounds. So as I recognize the presence of Spirit within each and every one of us, the presence of Spirit everywhere, as we know that God is all there is, I just know that there is only one life, one mind, one manifest body, that is God. As I know this unity, I just express my deepest gratitude, my deepest love for being a part of this unity, for being a part of this oneness, as I know that each and every one of us are. And so I know this day for each and every one of us, that within us there is this place of peace, this place of healing, whether it be a physical healing, an emotional healing, or a spiritual healing. It is always available. It is there if you but recognize it, if you but allow it and touch it and let it become a part of your being. Be open, be aware, be mindful. And all will be well and all will be love. So I just express gratitude for this beautiful day, this beautiful